Alright guys, what's going on? It's Kage. Alright, and in today's video, I am bringing you an updated budget Cyber Dragon deck profile. I meant to do this earlier, but I've been busy with school and, everything else going on in my life. But here I am, back, and I figured, even though Cyber Strike has been out for a while, I figured it was finally time I bring you my budget deck profile for the updated season. So let's get into it, shall we? So starting off with the monsters, I am running 3 copies of the OG Cyber Dragon. Everybody knows what it does. If you don't control a monster your opponent does, special summon it. That's all I really need to say. Next, I am running 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core. This is essentially your Stratos of the deck. Allows you to search any cyber spell or trap card you want. And so basically, the majority of your spells and traps, which, deck thinning, helps with consistency, getting the pieces you need, blah, blah, blah. Alright, next is 3 copies of Hertz. Last time I think I was only running this at 2, but I decided to up it to 3. So with Hertz, now just another thing to note: every Cyber Dragon card will be treated as Cyber Dragon on the field and in the grave. Alright, so now that that's out of the way. So with Hertz, you basically have 2 different effects. When this card is special summon, you can make its level become 5 until the end of the turn. Also, you can't special summon Cyber Dragon anything except machines for the rest of the turn. But the effect I mainly use this for is the second one, which is when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 other Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard. So this recycles your Cyber Dragons, which sad. If it's in the grave, you can get whatever Cyber Dragons you want. But if it's from the deck, you're only able to get this guy. So just remember that. Next, I am running 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Nashter. Nashter is basically you discard a. I should have to double check. You discard 1 other monster, special summon this card from your hand, and if this card's normal special summon, you can target 1 machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in the grave. Special summon it. Also, you can have special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except for machines, and you can only use 1 Nashter per turn. So basically, this goes into tandem with your Hertz plays. You discard Hertz, special summon that, get Hertz's effect off, then you can special summon the Hertz or the Cyber Dragon. It all depends. Next, I'm running a single Veer. I'm running a single copy of Veer. This is. I feel you don't ever really need 1 of this. Again, shares to become Cyber Dragon while in the field or in the grave. If this is normal special summon, if you normal special summon a Cyber Dragon, basically you special summon him. He's just another normal special summon. Alright, now a lot of these budget deck profiles I've seen have run Galaxy Soldier. At the time of recording this, the last time I checked, Galaxy Soldier is a $30 card. Now, if you were like me, and you don't exactly have $60 to drop on 2 cards, this is a better alternative, which is I'm personally running 2 copies of Quick Draw Synchron. Quick Draw basically does what Galaxy Soldier does without the search, but it's a level 5, but it's a free special summon level 5. It's a machine, and it does exactly what Galaxy Soldier does for your deck. So if you don't have a Galaxy Soldier laying around or you don't have the money, you can pick up Quick Draw. It's not that expensive. And honestly, I like it as the more budget option for this deck. Alright, then for the hand traps, I'm running 3 copies of Effect Veiler. You can run Ash Blossom, you can run DD Crow, you can run Phantasme, you can run whatever you want. But again, because I'm trying to keep a budget, more of a budget deck profile, since not everybody's going to have, hundreds of thousands of dollars to drop. Effect Veiler has been reprinted a million times, so you can find Effect Veiler relatively cheap. And then the last monster is a single copy of Eltanin. This is your, if all else fails, you go into it. But if you're using Eltanin, you've probably already lost a game. Alright, moving on to the spells. Starting off, I am running 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. Emergency is basically a free search for any Cyber Dragon. So you get to search most of your, monster lineup, which is nice. This can help you get into your core plays or your hurts or whatever. It can only be used once per turn, but that's alright. And also, I think, percent to the grave. Alright, yeah, basically it's your free search. Alright, triple machine dupe. Next, machine dupe, basically get out 2 free Cyber Dragons. No need to say anymore. Triple copy of MST. Your spell and trap removal. I feel like, every deck needs some sort of spell and trap removal. 2 copies of Cyberload Fusion. So this, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that lists Cyber Dragon as a material. So you shuffle the material from your, or materials listed into the deck from among your cards on the field or banish. So basically, let's say you have some banished cards from something. So like, let's say you do an Eltanin play, and then you decide you want to go into Cyber Twin. Well, you can shuffle 2 Cyber Dragons into the deck from the banish pile and get it. So this basically helps recycle some cards. Then next I'm running 2 copies of Cyber Repair Plant. Cyber Repair Plant, basically, if you have 1 light machine monster in your grave, you can either add a light machine from your deck to hand or return 1 from the grave to the deck. If you have 3 or more, you do both. Again, this is another recycle card, helps out a lot. Next, I am running double limiter removal. This is when you feel kind of risky, like, you want to end the game quick, so you want to, push your monster's attack to the heights of where it can go, and basically, yeah, you want to try to win the game that turn. So if you don't, all machine monsters that were doubled get destroyed. Next is double rev system. This is basically your Cyber Dragon monster Reborn. So we're essentially running 3 copies of Reborn with this. Overload Fusion, it's just like Cyberload, except you banish the materials instead. 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Foolish Burial. The Foolish Burial can help us with, again, our Hertz plays. Reborn, bring a monster back. And then last but not least, we are running double cybernetic overflow. So you can banish a cyber dragon or dragons with different levels from your hand face up or face up on the field and or graveyard, then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. If this card is on the field, it's destroyed by an effect. You add one cyber spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So this is basically more removal. Alright, so that is it for the main deck. Now we will move on to the extra deck. So starting off, I'm running Cyber Dragon Seeger. Seeger, if you saw my last profile, Seeger is basically you can double your Cyber Dragon's attack points. Beat over something you normally couldn't. And, so if your opponent has a huge monster, well, that's not really going to be much of a problem anymore. Alright, next up is All Mirage. All Mirage is basically to get your, if you just have like a Nasher out, you don't want it sitting alone, so All Mirage will help get rid of it. Next, this is something I don't use that often, but when I have, it's helped out a little bit, which is Pentestag. Now, Pentestag gives the monster points to piercing. So if you have let's say you have a Cyber Dragon Infinity with, I don't know, like 4,200, and then your opponent's been playing the defense game, Pentestag can help you essentially say no to the defense because you'll still do damage no matter what. So this, even though this card isn't used much, it still comes in handy. And then I run Borreload. In this spot, you can run Access Code. You could run really whatever you want. But I run Borreload because, Access Code is still expensive. And again, I think the cheapest printing of it is 50. I could be wrong. Borreload was reprinted into Rocket Revolt deck. So, never hurts to have a good Borreload. Alright, moving on to the Xyz, I am running Triple Nova, and that is obviously because of our, as I've said earlier, Infinity. Infinity, basically, you can negate an effect by detaching material. You can take one of your opponent's attack position monsters or attach one of your own. It gets plus 200 for each material attached to it. So yeah, Infinity can get some pretty big numbers. Alright, now moving on to the fusions, I am running Triple Twin. Cyber Twin basically, gets 2 attacks, and then if you have it with Pentestag and Limiter Removal and Power Bond, well, it's actually do run Power Bond in the side deck. I'm not going to be going over that today, but hey. So personally, I found myself more going into Twin than End, but what a surprise. Cyber End Dragon. I mainly run Cyber End just more for nostalgia, but also because it can still use some games, but not often. And then the last card I am running in the extra deck is Chimera Tech Overdragon. Basically, gets power by the number of materials that was used times 800, and basically kills anything that's on the field that's when it comes on. Alright, and that is it for my budget Cyber Dragon deck profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and the fact I'm finally making my return after who even knows how long. Alright, so my plan is my next video I'm going to do my premium Riser deck profile. I seem to do a little more testing with it, but I'm liking where it's sitting so far. And yeah, once I have that all finished up, I will be bringing you more of your regularly scheduled Vanguard content. So let me know what you guys want to see in the future. And until then, I will catch you later. See ya.